Hey everyone! Are you a parent? Are you tired? Yeah, me too. Though there will be lots of reasons. Pandemic! We are all tired. It's just a lot raising kids. And though you love them, you just need a little quiet and a goddamn nap. But let's face it, that might not be forthcoming. I'm sorry. Have a medieval icon instead. By the way, I'm the art doctor, Nancy Langham Hooper, PhD, art historian, and cultural enthusiast, ready to use the great art of the world to help you out. However, my services do not include babysitting, so you'll have to organize that nap on your own. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. YouTube looks at these things, you see. Also, if you ding the little notification bell right next to the subscribe button, you'll be informed every time I upload a new video. Okay, so that medieval icon, let's have a look. This is Madonna and Child by Italian Gothic legend Duccio di Buoninsegna, Duccio for short. It was painted in the 1290s, and first and foremost, you should know that this is small. With the frame, it's the size of a standard piece of paper. So this isn't a huge work displayed for all to see, but an icon for the home. You can see where the candles have burnt little indents into the bottom of the frame over the centuries, indicating how this would have been set up in a personal devotional space. We have two figures in the frame, the Madonna and Child, or Mary and Jesus for all you Protestants. They are looking at each other, and their faces are full of expression. To our modern eyes, she might as well be Our Lady of No Fucks Left to Give, or perhaps the Madonna of I Am So Over This. Two icons that don't actually exist, but really should if the people are to be truly represented. To us, she looks tired. Her eyes slightly rolling as her baby plays with her veil. She seems to be thinking, I love you, but dang, I'm exhausted. And if you are a medieval parent who finally got 5 precious minutes to do your daily devotions in front of this image, you might well appreciate that even the Mother of God, whose Son is the embodiment of divine perfection, still had days when she couldn't be arsed. And you might think that's all this image is, just a comfortable reminder. But then you add in all the awesome theology of icons, and you get a whole other level. Because icons are not simple images. To the possessor of an icon, they are incarnate, meaning on an ordinary slab of wood with ordinary paints applied, something of God lives. A bit how Christians believe that in the ordinary human, Jesus, the divinity of God was present. This is, by the way, why Jesus looks so weird here, although this isn't actually too weird by medieval standards. At this time, the infant Jesus was depicted as being incarnate, that is, fully divine while fully human. So they couldn't just paint him as a regular baby. God isn't innocent or naive, so you get this weird hybrid baby man or man baby to show his God half. Note how his head and face, which in babies is usually much bigger, is done to adult proportions, along with his torso and body. My husband also noticed that he has a dad bod, making it cool way before it was cool. So, because this image carries the divine in it, the viewer could interact with Mary and Jesus as real, present within the picture. The icon was a little window into divinity that you could have in your own home. You can see this in the small parapet painted in front of the figures. Just a little balcony dividing the sacred world from ours. It's a bit like the paintings in the Harry Potter books. They have a sort of world of their own going on, separate from the world in which they are displayed. Not all icons have the artist identified, so it's fortunate here that we not only know the artist, Duccio, but we know his other work. We can see how his icons differed from others at the same time. This is one of the first icons to paint the Madonna and Child in a naturalistic way. Now, I know you may scoff that these two look naturalistic, but look what came before. Because icons were part divine and played such a central role in Christian worship, each person, angel, divinity, or saint's image had a standard form of representation, and these didn't really change for nearly 1,000 years. So yeah, putting a bit of perspective, shading, and emotion into this icon was pretty revolutionary. It brought the sacred figures closer to the viewer, emotionally and physically. And people would have been able to read the emotion in these faces. To the 14th century viewer, Mary looks at her son with sadness. She already knows, as the old church teaching goes, that one day he will be crucified, and it weighs heavily on her heart. Jesus, for his part, gently lifts up her veil, imploring her to look at him. This tender interaction, to me, is everything at the heart of parenting. Underneath the exhaustion lurks a bone-chilling question. Will it be all right? Will I screw you up beyond repair? Will I worry over you and smother you? Will you be hurt? Will you get lost? Will you leave me someday? Mary is distracted by her sadness, and Jesus pulls her back into the present. He gently lifts her veil, that symbol of things that divide us from each other, and connects with her. He doesn't promise it will all be okay. He is just present with her in the moment. And just imagine that exhausted medieval parent kneeling in front of this icon and acknowledging to these two present friends how tired they are, just how unsure of themselves and their decisions they are, how part of the exhaustion isn't physical, but emotional, spiritual even. Parents, good parents anyway, have a deep, sacred love that wants to do everything right, but a merely human body, limited, frail, and fallible, that ensures we never can. As we look at this icon with modern eyes, though we may laugh at first, and you can totally laugh, let's be encouraged by this 700-year-old tiny window into the divine. We can be loving parents and still worry. We can be doting parents and still need a nap. Parenting isn't easy, and it's never perfect. Let's let our kids, like Jesus here, meet us in the present moment. Let's try to connect with them, remember what's important, and take care of ourselves. Well, I hope that's helped you out a bit. Do have a close-up look at this icon. It's currently at the Metropolitan Museum in New York City, and therefore online they have a great high-res version. I've given you the link in the description box below. And do take care of yourselves, parents. Deep breath. You got this. We got this. I'll see you next time.